Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Hare Krishna. So last time, what did we discuss?
First 4 chapters.
Yes, we discussed the first 5 chapters actually. So what was the theme? What was the essential message?
Why we should study.
Yes, why should we study Bhagavatam? Why?
To get bhakti.
To get bhakti. Because all other scriptures, when Vyasadeva, he wrote all the Vedas, he was writing all the Vedas, Mahabharata, all the Puranas, Upapuranas. He was not happy. So he gave all material and spiritual knowledge. And yet he was not happy. Why?
Bhakti was missing.
Huh?
He did not explain about Krishna.
Yes. Yeah. So he did not glorify devotional service exclusively. He was explaining dharma, artha, kama, moksha. He spoke about Krishna also. He spoke something about bhakti also. But he did not exclusively glorify bhakti. And in this world, no matter what we do, even if we go up to the platform of moksha, liberation, in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam also it is said that one can fall down from that platform. So only bhakti gives solid position at the lotus feet of Krishna, from which one cannot fall down. So therefore, Narad Muni, he chastised Vyasadeva that you have written everything but you have not glorified bhakti. You have not glorified bhakti exclusively. So if people read all the Vedas, they will become either karma kandis or they will engage in some particular kind of even spiritual worship, but they will not understand conclusively that bhakti to Krishna is the topmost and is the only thing that should be done. Therefore Shrimad Bhagavatam is a very revolutionary literature. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says sarva dharma parityajya. Tyajya means give up. Parityajya means completely give up. So Krishna, who is the Supreme Lord, establisher of religion, Krishna says dharma sansthapanathartha sambhavami yuge yuge. In all the yugas I come to establish dharma. And in last verse he is saying give up all religions. Why? Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Just surrender unto me exclusively. That surrender, that Atma Nivedanam, that is bhakti. So only by surrendering to Krishna in the mood of submissive devotional service can we achieve the perfection in life. Rest everything is useless. So Shrimad Bhagavatam establishes that. So in first canto there are many nice topics. Praise of Kunti Devi, passing away of Bhishma Dev, Krishna when he is about to leave Hastinapur. So many nice topics are there. But if we do verse by verse, it will take a few years for us to complete. So therefore, I am just selecting particular pastimes of the Lord, so that you all get a taste of Shrimad Bhagavatam. And sometimes people give you samples. So if you like the sample, then you buy the product. So these lectures are giving you the samples of Shrimad Bhagavatam. Hopefully you will feel interested and then you will read all the chapters. That will be the success of these classes. So today I'm going to read chapters 16 and 17. So if you go to Veda base on your mobile phone. There you are. 16 and 17. So on your mobile phone, go to Google or whatever search engine, Bing, and type Veda base. VEDABASE, Veda base, then space, then put SB, short for Shrimad Bhagavatam, and then put 1. So if you do that, you will go to the website, and in Canto 1, if you click on 16th chapter and then click on verse 1. So in the previous chapters it is described that Arjun had a son. His name was Arjuna's Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu's wife was Uttara, and Uttara was pregnant with Abhimanyu's son Parikshit. Now, when the battle ended of Kurukshetra, everyone in the Kaurav dynasty was finished. So, Dronacharya's son, who is Dronacharya's son? Ashwathama. Ashwathama, he became very angry, and he decided that just as Kaurav dynasty is finished, I will finish off Pandav dynasty as well. And who was the only remaining son? Parikshit. So there were 5 sons of Arjuna, of the Pandavas as well. So Ashwathama went, and he, first of all, he killed them when they were sleeping. And then he shot an Brahmastra. He shot a Brahmastra. Brahmastra is like atomic annihilation. So he shot that powerful weapon just into the womb of Uttara. Imagine, we have this saying, using a cannon to kill a mosquito. Here he is using atomic bomb to kill a fetus in the womb. That angry he was. But Uttara, when she saw the arrow coming towards her, she cried for Krishna. And then Krishna entered the womb of Uttara and protected Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj, he saw Krishna. When did he see Krishna?
In his womb.
As a baby, as a fetus, he saw Krishna. We are all trying to worship Krishna, and we are thinking, someday we will get darshan of Krishna. Here, Parikshit is lying in the womb, and Krishna is coming to see him. So, what is the position of Parikshit Maharaj? We all pray that Krishna comes to us at the time of death. Okay, that we can remember Krishna at the time of that. And when Bhishma Dev was on the bed of arrows, Krishna came to see him. So that's the nature of devotees. That's why devotional service is very powerful. Because if you are a devotee of Krishna, then Krishna will run behind you. You don't have to run behind Krishna. Okay, I'll tell you one pastime. Today when Rinku's mother came, then I thought of Barsana. That's why I was chanting Radha's name in the beginning. So there is a place near Barsana called Kadam Khandi, and there was a great devotee of Krishna. So one day he was walking in the fields, and he had long matted hair. So the hair, they got entangled in a bush. हम गए हैं वहाँ पे. You remember, Prabhu? Gaurav, where's Gaurav? You remember? So his hair got entangled, and he stood there. So some villagers came. It was quite hot over there. So they said, we will unentangle. So he said, no, the person who is responsible for entangling my hair, he has to unentangle. Now who is responsible ultimately? Krishna. So he stayed there for some days. Then Krishna came as a small cowherd boy to unentangle. He said, who are you? He said, I am Krishna. I have come to unentangle your jata. So he said, how do I believe you are Krishna? So Krishna said, I have a peacock feather, I have a basuri. She said, no. I will believe you are Krishna only when you are accompanied by Radha. So devotees are not interested in Krishna. Krishna comes, they say, we want to see Radha. So then Radharani appears. Then Krishna unentangles. So that place where this pastime happened, it is still there. Kadam Khandi. We went there. The bushes are still there. And you can take darshan of that place where this pastime happened. Okay. So that's the nature of devotee. That's the nature of devotion. If you become a devotee of Krishna, then Krishna has to come and unentangle whatever mess you have created. So therefore devotion is the supreme, not karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga. There Krishna will not come. Why? Because Krishna will say, you do the effort, and to the extent you do the effort, to that extent I will reward you. So Vishwamitra, he is sitting like this 60,000 years thinking of the Lord. Then Menka comes. So he thinks of Menka. So Krishna says,
That's it.
what you want, you will get it now. You desired Menka, so you will have Menka then. Then Krishna did not come. But devotees are not like that. Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. Krishna says, even if you walk on this path of devotional service for few steps, it will always be there in your account. And it will deliver you from the greatest fear of death. Okay, so that is the position of devotional service. So Parikshit Maharaj, he was such a devotee that Krishna came to protect him when he was helpless in the womb of his mother. He did not cry out for Krishna. He did not have the desire to see Krishna. But Krishna came because his mother, who was the wife of Abhimanyu, who was the son of his great devotee, Arjun. So to protect Arjuna's grandson, Krishna came. Now this is the month of, this is the fortnight of Pitra, for Shraddha. Okay. So the best Shraddha offering one can do is become a devotee of the Lord. It is said in Shrimad Bhagavatam, we will read in 7th canto, when we hear about Prahlad Maharaj, Lord Narasimha says, if one becomes a devotee, 21 generations are liberated. 10 above, 10 below, and your generation, means your brothers, sisters, spouse, like that. They are all liberated. So to actually do gratitude towards your ancestors and your descendants, one should become a devotee of the Lord. Okay. Prahlad Maharaj, he had a son Virochan, and his son was Bali Maharaj. So Krishna protected Bali Maharaj also, gave him darshan as Vamandev. Okay. So one should become a devotee of the Lord. That is important. So Parikshit Maharaj, he was a fetus lying in the womb of his mother, unaware of the danger. But because his Dadaji, his grandfather, Arjun, was a devotee, then who came? Krishna came in the womb of Uttara and protected Parikshit Maharaj. So when Parikshit Maharaj came out of the womb, when he was a baby, he used to search for Krishna. Who is that beautiful person I had darshan of in my mother's womb? So as a child, he would go to someone and he would, pull that dhoti and look up. Who is this person? No, he is not Krishna. So he would move. So because he was examining everyone, वो सबकी परीक्षा कर रहे थे कि कृष्ण कौन है. So therefore his name became Parikshit, one who examines. What was he examining? Are you Krishna? Are you the personality who saved me? Okay. So that is Parikshit Maharaj. Okay. So we will read the first verse. Suta Uvacha. So this is Bhagavatam, first canto, 16th chapter, first verse. Tatah Parikshit Dvijavarya Shikshaya Mahim Bhagavatah Shashasah Yatha hi Sutyam Abhijata Kovida Samadishan Vipramahat Gunastatha. So later on Parikshit became the king. Pandavas retired because now they knew that they had a grandson, Parikshit, who was qualified. So they retired, and then Parikshit Maharaj began to rule the world as a great devotee of the Lord under the instructions of Brahmanas. So this is the management system, that a Kshatriya will rule under the guidance of Brahmanas. Okay, Kshatriyas have great power, valor. In Bhagavad Gita we have learned the qualities, charity, benevolence. Okay, these are the qualities of Kshatriya, but they have to be guided by Brahmanas. So the Brahmana who are guided by the quality of truthfulness, austerity, mercy, knowledge of scriptures, they will guide. You have a strong bodyguard, so it doesn't mean that bodyguard goes around beating people. Okay, he has to be guided by the master, who is friend, who is not a friend. So the Brahmanas are the head of the society. They will guide the Kshatriyas, who are the powerful arms, and they will say what is to be done. So that is how Parikshit Maharaj ruled, not by his own whims and fancies, but under guidance of the Brahmanas. And King Parikshit married the daughter of King Uttara and begot 4 sons headed by Maharaj Janamejaya. So if you read, have you read Mahabharata? Mahabharata begins by the Yajna of Janamejaya, when Parikshit Maharaj was killed or bitten by the Takshak snake. Later on, next class we will hear that. And his son Janmejaya became very angry, and he performed a snake sacrifice, that all the snakes will be killed. So at that time, Vyasadeva and all the sages, they came, and the sages narrated the story of Mahabharata. Janmejaya said, I want to hear the story of my great grandfathers, that even Krishna was associating with them. So that's how Mahabharata was spoken. So that is their son Janmejaya. And Maharaj Parikshit, whom did he select as for his guidance? Kripacharya, their Kulguru. Kripacharya was guiding Kauravas as well, Dhritarashtra and others. And he performed 3 Ashwamedh Yajna. And in these Ashwamedh Yajna, it is said that Yatra Akshi Gochara Deva. So even common man could see demigods. When it is said that when someone narrates Ramayana, who comes? Hanumanji. So similarly, whenever a great sacrifice is done, all the demigods, they appear, but we cannot see them. But in this sacrifice, Parikshit Maharaj, when he did the Ashwamedh Yajna, even the demigods were visible by the common man. So imagine you were seated in that sacrifice as an audience, and you say, Indra, Varun, Surya Dev. Okay, the ladies will say, Indrani has come. How beautifully she is dressed. No, I want something similar. So everyone could see all the demigods. So it was that nice. So, Nijagrahauja Savira Kalim Digvajay Kvachit Nripalingadharam Shudram Nanantam Go Mithunam Pada. So, once upon a time, when Maharaj Parikshit was on his way to conquer the world, he saw Kali Yuga. And how was Kali dressed? Nripalingadharam. He was dressed as a king. Okay? He was dressed as a king. Kali Yuga was dressed as a king. But what was his qualities? Shudram. The lower class. Yes. Nripalingadharam Shudram. So he was a lower class man. He did not have any civilized characteristics, but he was dressed as a king. And Nantam, he was hurting Go Mithunam, Go-mithunam means the couple, the Govansh couple, so cow and bull. He was punishing cow and the bull on the leg. So he was hurting their legs. So Parikshit Maharaj, imagine he's on his horse, he's going, and he saw this low class man dressed as a king and hitting the legs of a cow and bull. So even hearing this, you feel angry, don't you? So imagine Parikshit Maharaj, he is the king. Previously, kings did not mean kings of humans of a particular country. Kings mean they will protect all the living entities. Okay, we have the story of this king. A bird was being hunted by an eagle, so he protected the bird. So the eagle said, "What about my food now? What will I eat?" So the king said, "You can eat my flesh. I will not allow you to hurt a bird." So that was the quality of kings. So Parikshit Maharaj, he was furious when he saw this. And what did he do? Nigraha Ojasa. He punished him sufficiently. So when he saw this, he punished him. So this is what Suta Goswami is telling to all the sages headed by Shaunak Rishi. So Shaunak Rishi immediately raises his hand and he asks a question. Kasya hetu nijagraha kalim digvijay nripa nrideva chinna dhrik shudra kosam gayam yah padahanat tat kathyatam mahabhag yadi krishna kathashrayam. Very beautiful verse. Shaunak Rishi says, Supriya was also asking me this morning, why did Maharaj Parikshit simply punish him? Why did he not kill him? You know, Parikshit Maharaj, if someone is hurting a cow, the scriptures give the punishment, they should be killed straight away. Okay, so why did Parikshit Maharaj not kill? And then he says, please tell this to me, Tathya Kathyatam Mahabhag, please tell it to me. Yadi Krishna Kathashrayam, only if this is related to Krishna. So Shaunak Rishi puts a condition that Suta Goswami, I am very interested in why Parikshit Maharaj did not kill this Kali dressed as a Shudra, even though he was hurting a cow. Please tell me in detail, but only if this topic is related to Krishna. If it is not related to Krishna, I am not interested. Okay. That is the beauty of devotion. A devotee is only interested in topics about Krishna. If it is not related to Krishna in any way, then not needed. How will it benefit me? So then devotees are not interested. Okay. So Shaunak Rishi, he sets this standard. And he says, Athavasya padambhojam makarandaliham satam kimanyer sadalaper ayusho sadasadyaya asadyavyaya. So he says that the devotees of the Lord are accustomed to licking up the honey available from the lotus feet of the Lord. What is the use of topics which simply waste one's valuable life? Okay, so the devotees of the Lord, they are like honeybee, and they want the honey from the lotus feet of the Lord. The feet of the Lord are compared to a lotus. So bee will go to that lotus to get honey. In a garden, there will be flowers, there will also be stool of animals. So where will the mosquito sit? On the stools. And where will the honeybee sit? On the flower. So similarly, a devotee, he is interested in the good, beneficial, auspicious topics of the Supreme Lord. Many topics to discuss. Okay, so many topics to discuss: politics, movies, what someone is doing or not doing, gossiping. So many topics to discuss. But a devotee of the Lord, he is only interested in topics about the Supreme Lord. What did the Lord do? What did his devotees do? That he is interested. Okay, so therefore Shaunak Rishi is saying that I want to listen to these topics. And then he says one very nice thing. न कश्चिन् म्रियते तावद् यावद् आस्त इहान्तकः एतदर्थं हि भगवान् आहुतः परमर्षिभिः अहो नृलोके पीयेत हरि लीलामृतं वच. He says that as long as Yamaraj, who causes everyone's death, is present here, no one shall meet with death. So in that assembly where Bhagavatam was being recited, Yamaraj was also present. Okay. So if Yamaraj is present, how can the sages meet death over there? The Yamdutas will come, Yamaraj will say, okay, stand outside. Bhagavad Katha is going on, do not disturb. Okay, don't break the flow of Katha. So the great sages have invited the controller of death, Yamaraj, who is the representative of the Lord. Living beings who are under his grip should take advantage by hearing the deathless nectar in the form of this narration of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. So if you are really interested in avoiding Yamadutas, then you should hear Shrimad Bhagavatam, because Yamaraj ji will be present there. Once Srila Prabhupada was giving a class in Radha Landanishwar temple, Soho temple, ISKCON in London. And suddenly in the middle of the class, he said that even Narad Muni is here. So the devotees were looking here and there. And they said, where is Narad Muni? Prabhupada said, you may not see him. I can see him. So from that time onwards, they place a seat for Narad Muni in the altar. So if you go to Radha Landanishwar temple, you will see Radha Landanishwar. Beneath them is Gaur Nitai. And on the side, they have put a cushion for Narad Muni to sit over there. Okay. So next time you can make this observation. So wherever the glorification of the Lord happens, the sages are there. And here specifically it is mentioned, Yamaraj is there, so death cannot come. So how glorious it is to sit and hear Shrimad Bhagavatam, to read Shrimad Bhagavatam. One should always make it a point. One should always have a book of Shrimad Bhagavatam in their home. Shrimad Bhagavatam and Krishna are non-different. So therefore wherever there is Shrimad Bhagavatam, there is Krishna, and then Yamaraj will come and he will ensure Yamdutas stay away. Okay. But what do lazy people do? It is said, lazy human beings with paltry intelligence and short duration of life pass the night sleeping and day performing activities that are for naught, that are for nothing. Okay. So night time they are sleeping, daytime they are doing things which are not beneficial for their life. Okay. So Suta Goswami says that, okay, so what happened was, when Parikshit Maharaj, when the battle of Mahabharata happened, Dwapar Yuga ended there and it was time for Kali to appear. So by the time Parikshit Maharaj became a king, he could see Kali Yuga had already started infiltrating his kingdom. And the symptoms of Kali were visible. So Parikshit Maharaj, he did not think that this is nice. He said, symptoms of Kali are being manifested. So I was hearing one class from Mahabharata that even when Yudhishthir Maharaj was there, there were symptoms of Kali which were being visible. Okay. Previously, people were very grateful and they would help each other. But even Yudhishthir Maharaj, he saw that neighbors had started fighting. So he could see that Kali was entering. So by the time Parikshit Maharaj became king, he could very well see that Kali had started taking control. So he thought, okay, I'll have to find out Kali and have a fight with him, not allow to enter him into my kingdom. So he took up his bow and arrows and prepared for a fight. So he sat on a chariot drawn by black horses. Once Prabhupada asked his disciples, who is the most beautiful animal? A lot of them said cow. Prabhupada said no, horse. Horse is the most beautiful animal. So Parikshit Maharaj sat on a chariot drawn by black horses. And his flag was marked with the sign of a lion. And then, surrounded by his army, he started going. And he conquered all parts of the earthly planet. Bhadrashva, Ketumal, Bharat, Northern Kuru, Kim Purush, and he was taking tributes from the king. So it is described this Kim Purush land is north of Himalayas. And Shukdev Goswami appeared over there. Prabhupada writes in the purport. Okay. So when he was there, when he was going to all these kingdoms, he saw that the people were glorifying his ancestors, the Pandavas, that how glorious they were because Krishna was their friend. And they were also glorifying Parikshit Maharaj, that you were protected by Krishna from the weapon of Ashwatthama. So Parikshit Maharaj was very happy that people are glorifying his dynasty because of link to Krishna. Okay. So one day, so this is text 18, Dharma Paday Kena Charan Vichayam Upalabhyagam Richati Sma Shruvadanam Vivatsam Iva Mataram. So as he was roaming, one day he saw Dharma. Dharma is the religious principles in the form of a bull. In the form of a bull. Walking on one leg. Ekena Pada. He was walking on one leg. The three legs were hurt. And Vichayam, he was overtaken by grief. So he saw this bull walking with one leg, other three legs hurt, with great grief. Sorry. Parikshit Maharaj did not see. This bull was there, and this bull saw a cow. Gam Prichati Sma Ashru Vadanam. So this bull, he met a cow, and this cow is Bhudevi, Mother Earth. So Mother Earth in the form of a cow, and religious principles in the form of a bull. They met each other, and this cow was grieving as if she has lost her calf. She had tears in her eyes, and beauty of her body was lost. So Dharma starts asking cow. So this chapter is that description, the conversation between Dharma and Earth, Mother Earth. Religious principles and Earth. What are they talking? So he says, are you not well? Why are you so grief-stricken? It appears by your face that you have become black. Are you suffering from some disease, or are you thinking of some relative who is away in a distant place? I have lost my three legs and I am only standing on one leg. Are you lamenting for my existence? Okay. So why are you unhappy? Has someone gone to a distant place? Or are you worried about me because I have only one leg? Or are you in great anxiety because in the future meat eaters will kill you? Or are you sorry because demigods will not get their share in sacrifices? Or are you worried about the living entities because famine and drought will come? So these are the symptoms of Kali. When Kali comes on this earth, you start getting famine, droughts, natural calamities. People will start killing cows, and everyone will suffer. Sacrifices will not happen, so demigods will not get their share. This is the symptom of Kali. Kali means no belief in Vedic scriptures. That is what Kali has an effect. Kali will convince you that the Vedic scriptures are wrong, and therefore you will not believe in spiritual life. Okay, Kali will present you with a lot of bogus religions which are against the principles of Vedas. If we cook in a pot like this, they will cook in a pot turned upside down. Okay. So Kali will teach all opposite principles. We protect cows, we worship cows. What to speak of us? The Supreme Lord, He worships cows, He serves cows. Okay, Krishna is, bathing cows. And Kali Yuga will convince you that we should not do that. We should actually kill the cows for their meat. What is the average lifespan of a cow? Do you know?
20 years.
20 years. But in slaughterhouses, it is between 3 to 6 years. Okay, that's all. So, and for a bull, as soon as a bull is born, they kill the bull straight away. So bull doesn't even have a few days to live. Okay, so it is very sad. So Dharma can see this. So the bull is asking the cow, are you worried because you are also able to see all of this? And you are worried that what is going to happen? Are you feeling compunction for the unhappy women and children who are left forlorn by unscrupulous person? So that you can see. Are you worried for single mothers? That is what Dharma is saying. Okay. Because they will be left by their husbands and they will be in great misery. So imagine the life of a single mother. She has to take care of herself, her children, and there is no support available. Like that. Or are you unhappy because goddess of learning is being handled by Brahmanas addicted to acts against the principles of religion? So in Kali Yuga also you see Brahmanas, but they don't have blessings of Mother Saraswati. Why? Because they are engaging in irreligious activities. Okay, they may be dressed as a Brahman, sacred thread, and they may have done all the samskaras, but they are addicted to all sorts of nonsensical activities. So I have met so-called Brahmanas who say that we are Brahmanas, we eat fish. Okay. Or I have seen Brahmanas who are addicted to tobacco or alcohol, or some Brahmanas, or one Brahman I have met addicted to ganja. Okay.
So Prabhuji, Brahman means born in Brahman Kul?
No, by qualities. That is how a Brahman is defined. But here it is taking Brahmanas to mean by birth here.
Okay.
Because actual Brahmana in Kali Yuga, it is said that Kali Shudra Sanjayate. That in Kali Yuga everyone is born with qualities of a Shudra. Very, very rarely you will see a Brahman, with a person with Brahminical qualities. Okay. We'll come to that because we understand Dharma is standing on one leg. So we will discuss that as well. Which 3 legs have gone. Or are you sorry to see that Brahmanas have taken shelter of administrative families that do not respect Brahminical culture? So this is also seen in Kali Yuga, that Brahmanas, no one respects them. Okay. So they have to take shelter of families who have some wealth but are not respectful towards them. Our marriages are a good example of that. In a marriage, the least remunerated person is the priest who is conducting the marriage. The least respected person is the priest who does the marriage. Okay. The least time given is to the priest who is doing the marriage. the least attention is given to that priest. Okay. As soon as the marriage ceremony happens, most likely the groom is already drunk by then, and the friends of groom are asking, Pandit ji, kitna time lagega abhi? तो Pandit ji बोलेंगे अच्छा ठीक है. Then they will pass on some money to the priest to cut it even shorter. So this is mentioned in Shrimad Bhagavatam. This was written 5,000 years ago. So 5,000 years ago, Vyasadeva could see what will happen in 2024 in an Indian marriage. Okay. So this is why Dharma is asking the cow, are you unhappy because all this is going to happen? Ultimately, all these activities, they happen on Mother Earth. She is witnessing all of this. How sad she must be feeling, when people are not respecting Brahmanas, when people are killing cows, when women are being left with their children. So she must be feeling very sorry. So he then says that the kings or the politicians, they have put all state affairs into disorder. Are you lamenting this? So even the kings who are meant to protect earth, cows and all the living beings, they are themselves creating so many problems. Since when I was born in 74. So I used to hear of wars now and then. Okay, every few years I used to hear of one war. Now every year I hear of few wars going on. Sometimes Supriya asked me what's happening with Syria. So I said Syria is gone now. Now Lebanon is that is current. Okay, so then Zelensky is feeling a bit left out, and no one is talking about me. I'm also having a war there. Okay, so everywhere there is a war happening. So Dharma is asking Gomata that is this why you are so unhappy? And the general population, what are they doing? They are they do not follow the rules and regulation for eating, sleeping, drinking and mating, and they are inclined to perform such anywhere and everywhere. Okay, so people sleep, for example. The time for sleeping is 9 p.m. to 3 or 4 a.m. That's the proper time to sleep in Sadhu. Now people sleep anytime, anywhere, no consideration. Eating, people eat anywhere, they eat anything. Okay, so all of that is hurting cow and bull, both of them. They are very hurt by all of this. That what are these? Earth is saying, you are plowing me and taking ingredients from me. I am giving it to you as your mother. But So Mother Earth is giving all of these things to us as we are her children, but then we are misusing it. Imagine, there are a lot of mothers here. You prepare a nice meal for your child, and the child throws it away. You are very hurt. What is this? I took such great effort, and the father will think, I'm working for these people. So that is how Mother Earth is feeling when we misuse her resources. Okay, she's giving us fruits, we make alcohol out of it. There's so much wastage. Okay, so she's thinking, what is happening? And this time when bull is talking to the cow, that particular time was very interesting, because only some time ago, who appeared on Mother Earth? Krishna. So from top, she went to bottom. When Krishna was here, Mother Earth was so happy. Krishna is playing on me, the Lord has come. Okay, the Lord has if you go to South Indian temples, two wives, Shri Devi and Bhu Devi. So earth is also considered the wife of the Lord. So Krishna is there, all pastimes are happening. She is able to see all those pastimes, support all those pastimes. So she was so happy, and Krishna appeared just to kill the demons who were walking on the earth planet. Okay. In Puranas it is described that Mother Earth had gone to the demigods, praying that there are so many demons walking on me. So can you incarnate? And then Krishna said, I will come. So Mother Earth was so happy, and now you are bereft of his presence. So are you sorry for these reasons? So please inform me of the root cause of your tribulations. So the cow, the earth, Mother Earth, she replies to Bull. She says that I will give you the answers, but you also were maintained by your 4 legs, and you increased happiness all over the world by mercy of the Lord. So religion has 4 legs: mercy, truthfulness, cleanliness, and austerity. Okay. In some of the purports, Prabhupada also says, we'll come to that when we discuss further. But these are the 4 legs: mercy, austerity, honesty, and cleanliness. What are the 4 legs? Truthfulness. So these are the 4 legs, and with these legs, the bull was increasing happiness all over the world. So if you have these 4 qualities, you'll be happy. Okay. Some austerity is needed. For example, eating in moderation, fasting occasionally, chanting the holy names of the Lord, getting up early. These are all considered austerities. Mercy means, especially towards animals, not killing animals, is mercy, is compassion. And then a higher form is not hurting anyone. Then truthfulness. We have to be honest in our dealings. We have to be honest in our speech. And cleanliness. Cleanliness of body, mind, and words. That should be there. So if we follow these 4 principles, then we will become happy. If we don't follow these, then problem happens. And in Kali Yuga, which of these principles you can see somewhat? Other principles are 3 principles have mostly gone.
Shuddhata. Shuddhata.
Only Satya.
Satya, yes. But some people, they will still speak truth. All other 3 are almost negligible. Okay. Prabhupada also writes in the purport that in previous ages, in Satyug, all 4 principles were prominent. Then all 4 reduced by 25% in Treta. In Dwapar, they reduced by 50%. And in Kali Yuga, they have all reduced by 75%. So you can see it either way, that only some honesty is remaining, or you can also see austerity, cleanliness, mercy, but they have all reduced by 75%. So we are always unhappy. Now you may say, Prabhuji, I am very merciful. Okay, you may be merciful, but if the person who is next to you is not merciful, he may try to mug you and kill you in that process. So we are all joined together. So we have to follow religious principles, but also encourage others to follow religious principles. Then the world will be happy. Okay. So this is what Mother Earth is saying. And then in the next 5 verses 26 to 30, Mother Earth describes the various qualities that are present in the Supreme Lord. 40 qualities. And Mother Earth says that personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, he has closed his transcendental pastimes on the face of the earth. And in his absence, Kali is spreading. Therefore, I am sorry to see this condition. So why is Mother Earth sorry? Because Krishna has left and Kali has spread his influence. So Mother Earth has become very unhappy. So I am thinking about myself, about you, about all the demigods, sages, Pitra, devotees. I'm thinking about everyone and what will happen to us. So then it is said that Lakshmi ji also, she gave up her own abode in the forest of lotus flowers, and she engaged in the service of the Lord. When Krishna came here, Lakshmi ji also left Vaikuntha and she came on earth planet to witness the pastimes of the Lord. And I was marked, Mother Earth was marked with the feet of the Lord. And on the feet of the Lord, there are symbols of flag, thunderbolt, elephant driving rod, and lotus flower. But then the Lord, he wound up his pastimes and he left. So who can tolerate the separation from the Lord? Therefore, I am very unhappy. So whilst they were engaging in this discussion, imagine if you were to do a drama on this. Okay, so Parikshit Maharaj is gone on his black horses, he's conquering all the kingdom, and meanwhile, Bull and Earth are having this conversation. So at that time, Parikshit Maharaj, he reaches the shore of Saraswati river. And over there, he sees that this Shudra, who is dressed as a king, this Kali, was beating a cow and a bull with a club as if they had no owner. So now Parikshit Maharaj enters while they are having this conversation and Kali is beating them. This bull was as white as a lotus flower. And he was so terrified that Vepamanam pada eken sidantam shudra taditam. He was trembling on one leg, and mehantam, he was urinating as well in great fear. Okay. Yesterday when I was reading this, I was very much distressed just by hearing this. I don't know if you have worked in, have you done any work in Goshalas? So some years ago I used to go to various Goshalas, and I've seen some cows and bulls in this condition who have been rescued from slaughterhouse. So the Gorakshak, they used to rescue them, and very miserable condition. They were starving, they were almost bones, they had injuries on them, and it was very sorry to see that condition. But when you take care of these cows, then they become happy, they become healthy. Cows, they want love. Okay, so anyway, so this cow, she also had tears in her eyes, and she was distressed and weak. And yavasam ichchatim, all she wanted was some grass. So this will be the condition of cows and bulls in Kali. You can see that. You don't need to take my words or Shrimad Bhagavatam words for it. You go anywhere and you can see cows and bulls in this condition. So, papracha ratham aruda kartaswara parichidam mega gambhiraya vacha samaropita karmuka. So, Parikshit Maharaj, he spoke to the Shudra in a deep voice sounding like a thunder. So Parikshit Maharaj, he is a king, proper king. So immediately asks Kali, what are you doing? Kastvam macharane loke baladhasya balan bali naradevo siveshena natavat karmana dvija. Who are you? You appear to be strong and yet you dare kill within my protection who are helpless. So Kali is strong, no doubt about it. The force of time, Kali is strong. But how is it that I am here as a king and you are killing these cows? By your dress, you pose yourself to be a godly man, but by your deeds, you are acting like a Shudra. So, I have worked in various employment. I have seen many leaders, I have seen many authorities in my life. I have seen a lot of politicians, I have seen even some sadhus. But the problem with Kali is that these leaders, these authorities, they are not following spiritual principles. They are abusing their power, and therefore the dependents are becoming unhappy. Now, I'm sure all of you also have that experience. Your boss, he thinks that this is to be done or this is not to be done in his own mind. And whether that is beneficial for everyone or not, you have to follow. Now this in BBC it is coming, this Dodi Fayad's daddy, his father, boss of Herods, and he is abusing all the women. Okay, so how can his employees be happy? How can the employees come to work thinking that I will be safe? They are coming to support their family, and they are being abused. So that is happening everywhere, on a small scale or a big scale. This Russian-Ukraine war, the chief of those countries, they decide that all young men will be, they have to join the war. So they have no option. Suddenly everyone is forced into war, whether they are trained or not, whether they have that inclination or not. So in Kali Yuga, this is going to happen. And this is happening, that leaders, teachers, administrators, even in spiritual circles you will find this, that the leaders are not qualified and therefore the dependents are unhappy. Okay, I was reading, when I was reading psychology, I was reading about a cult in America. So this cult, so-called spiritual cult, the leader once decided that everyone will go to heaven on this particular day. So they had a mass prayer and he gave poison to everyone. So 200-300 people died on the spot. Did they go to heaven? What is the scriptural authority for that? But that is what is happening with leaders. So in Kali Yuga, don't trust any leader. They may be dressed nicely. This Kali was dressed as a king, but his consciousness was that of a low-class person. Okay, he did not have any understanding of spiritual life. So just because someone is dressed in dhoti kurta and shaved head, and having a danda in his hand, and people are bowing, doesn't mean he is the proper authority. In Kali Yuga, best is to trust Krishna as the authority. Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Best is you read scriptures yourself. Okay, you don't need an interpretation by anyone. It is simple. Prabhupada has translated it very nicely. He's even given a purport on it. You read it, implement it in your lives as much as possible. You can pick up one quality, Satya, for example. Is it difficult to practice? Do you need understanding on it? No, you can practice Satya. You can practice austerity. Krishna explains austerity in Bhagavad Gita. Austerity of mind, body and speech in the three modes of nature. So you read that, you practice it, and you can all make progress better. Kali Yuga is a very dangerous time. Okay, you may see something, you may think, oh, this person is an authority. Be very careful. Okay, I've seen that in my profession also, in medical field. You know, a lot of cases go to the GMC because people are not being a proper doctor. You know, I deal with a lot of solicitors in my medical legal work. I've seen what that profession is like. So everywhere in Kali Yuga, by default, you can assume that these are not perfect people. Okay. So imperfect people will give imperfect advice, and that will make your life hellish. Okay. So I was speaking to one devotee recently, very nice devotee. He said, you be your own spiritual authority and lead your life. So of course we need the shelter of a guru. Fortunately, you know, Prabhupada has given us all the knowledge. We have to be very careful. Okay, when you go to a king, when you go to an administrator, when you go to a teacher, when you go to any authority, in Kali Yuga, they will all be dressed nicely. Coat, tie, you know, proper. Dressing is proper. You look at Sanskar channel, YouTube channel, all the sadhus, you know, nice hair, a lot of jewelry nowadays. I was shocked to see some of them. I thought they had more wealth on their body than a normal man on the street. Perfect mustache, you know, proper ironed clothes, and you see them dressed similarly in all their classes. Whatever videos you clicked on, you know, properly there. So you're thinking, you know, what is this? Here Shukdev Goswami, you will hear next class. Shukdev Goswami comes to Shrimad Bhagavatam dressed without anything. You know, no possessions at all. So completely detached, and he is talking about Shrimad Bhagavatam. So we have to be very careful in whom we accept as our authority. In fourth canto, we will read about prachetas. So it is described that these prachetas, an analogy is given there, that a lake, when it is peaceful, when it is quiet, all the aquatics, all the fishes in that lake are happy. Okay, but if there is a storm in the lake, then all the fishes become distressed. Okay. So if the person whom you have taken shelter of is peaceful, then you will be happy. If that person is stormy, then you will be distressed. I can recall so many managers and authorities in my life, you know, who were very stormy. So we did not know what to do, what not to do. Okay. And if you meet a leader who is very peaceful, who knows everything, very rare, but if you do that, then all the dependents are happy. Now, important thing is, all of us are also leaders. In our family or in our workplace, or we are leading our own lives. Okay? Even kids, you know, they are their own leaders. So we should first develop a peaceful mind. We should follow the 4 principles of truthfulness,
austerity, and
mercy. So we should follow these 4 principles. Then dharma, it is said that dharma rakshati rakshitah. If you protect religion, religion will also protect you. And in this Kali Yuga, Krishna says, forget all religion, satatam kirtayantum. Do Krishna kirtan continuously. That will help you. So if you can do that, then we will be peaceful. Then our dependents will also be peaceful. You know, a lot of families, they say that we are so disturbed because leader is not peaceful. So we have to ensure that. Ultimately, I was speaking to one devotee, he said, ultimately, Meri Maharani, Radharani. I have taken shelter of only one queen, that is Radharani. I don't take shelter of anyone else. Okay. So that is the mood of a devotee. So this is being explained here, and that's why I like this particular analogy that of this cow and the bull who are being hit by this Shudra who is dressed as a king. And who is the proper leader here? Parikshit Maharaj, who challenges. He says, what the hell are you doing here? I will kill you. Okay, how dare you trouble a cow and a bull? So that is a proper Kshatriya. He will stand up to protect the weak. Okay, so that is how it should be. Okay. So text 6. Yastum Krishne gate duram sah gandiva dhanvana shocyo asya shocyan rahasi praharan vardhamarhasi. Do you think that just because Krishna and Arjuna are no longer here, you can do what you want? Since you are beating an innocent in a secluded place, I'll kill you. So, Parikshit Maharaj is a proper king. He has seen what is happening. But he puts up a proper court. In a court, both sides will get opportunity to present their case. So I will answer Supriya's question now. Why did Parikshit not kill Kali? So King Parikshit, he will now put up a court, and he is now asking the bull, who are you? You have lost 3 of your legs and you are moving on only 1. So what is your identity? And for the first time I am seeing that someone in my kingdom is grieving. Up until now, no one on earth has ever shed tears because of royal negligence. And don't lament now. I have come here. You don't have to fear this low-class Shudra. And mother cow, as long as I am here, you don't need to cry. Everything will be good for you. So then he says that if the living beings, if the subjects of a kingdom are being harassed, then that king has the king's good name, duration of life, and the next birth, they are all vanquished. So to take the position of a king or a manager or an authority is very dangerous, because if your dependents are unhappy, if they are terrified, then the king has to bear the reactions. I was speaking to an authority not long ago, and I said, if people are unhappy about you, what will you do? And he said, if I am sincere, Krishna will protect. But Bhagavatam is not like that. Bhagavatam is saying that you cannot make your dependents unhappy. Okay, and it is the prime duty of the king to subdue first the sufferings of those who suffer. Therefore, I must kill this most wretched man. And then he repeatedly questioned the bull and the cow. Who has cut off your 3 legs? Tell me, and I will deal punishment. So he's giving the bull and the cow, the defendants, to
plead their case.
To plead their case. Okay, so like a proper court, like a proper king. Okay, he's not putting on a rash judgment. You present your case, and I'll deal with it. And he tells the bull, who are the perpetrator of these mutilations? Who has damaged your 3 legs? So text 17, Dharma uvacha etadvah pandaveyana yuktam artabhayavacha yesham guna gane krishno dotyadav bhagavan krita. So Dharma in the form of a bull, he's saying that what you have spoken is what I would have expected from someone from the Pandav dynasty. Your grandfather Arjun, he was such a devotee of the Lord, and you are his grandson, so I would expect that you will uphold religious principles. Okay. So again, this is Shraddh Paksh going on. So if you are born in a good lineage, you have been given good qualities, then it is an expectation that you will manifest those qualities. Okay. You should not bring infamy to your lineage. You should not put your parents into shame. You should not put your great grandfathers into shame by your actions. Okay. So if you are born, and we are all born in good dynasties, so it behooves upon us to maintain good standards. So Dharma is saying, you are the grandson of Arjun, and I naturally expect this. Captivated by the devotional qualities of Pandavas, even Krishna performed duties as a messenger. Dautya Adav Bhagavan Krita. Bhagavan Krishna became the messenger of Pandavas because of their devotional qualities. So this is where you are coming from. Okay. Navayam klesha bijani yatasyu purusharshava purusham tam vijanimo vakya bheda vimohita. So now this verse is very interesting. The text number 18, Dharma says that you have asked us that who has caused suffering to you? Who has destroyed your legs? But what can I say? It is difficult to ascertain who is the cause of our suffering, because in Vedas different opinions are given by different sages. Some say that one is responsible for one's suffering. Others say that Devi Shakti, they are responsible, and others say that karma is responsible. Some say Prakriti is responsible. Okay, who is responsible? If today I am suffering, who is responsible? How can you pinpoint? Is it me, my previous activities, the demigods, Mother Nature? Who is responsible for my suffering? Can you determine? In Gita, what are the 5 factors responsible? जोर से बोलिए. No.
मन, बुद्धि, अहंकार,
No. No.
previous nature,
Yes. Yes. Kshetra, instruments, karma. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says these 5 factors are responsible. So how can you pinpoint? How can the bull say that this Shudra is responsible for my suffering? Okay, so that is what the bull is saying. Okay, so he says that Raja Rishi Vimrisha Swa Manishaya. So he says, "O Raja Rishi, you judge for yourself who is responsible for this suffering." So is the bull making any claim?
No.
Is he making any allegations? No. So what is the case against the Shudra?
No accusation. No.
Sorry?
No accusation. No.
Yeah, there is no accusation. Bull is saying, how can I blame this Shudra? How can I blame Kali that he is beating me up? Okay, it may be that I am responsible, or it may be that some higher power is responsible. So the bull, he is not making any allegation. So Suta Goswami, hearing the personality of religion speak, was fully satisfied with the answer. And he says, text 22, Rajo Vacha, Dharmam Bravishi Dharmagya Dharmosi Vrisharupadhrik Yad Dharma Krita Sthanam Suchakasya Pitad Bhavet. So he says you are speaking according to religious principles, and therefore I understand that you are not a bull, you are dharma, you are dharma personified, because the destination intended for the culprit is also the same for one who identifies the culprit. So therefore I can understand you are dharma. You are not blaming, you are not pointing your fingers at anyone. So therefore you are dharma. So he says, yes, no one can understand the Lord's energies, how things are working. It is difficult. And he says that in Satya Yuga, your 4 legs were established by austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. But 3 of your legs are broken due to rampant irreligion in the form of pride, lust for women, and intoxication. Smaya sangamadehtavam. Okay, so too much pride, too much association with women, and intoxication. They have destroyed your 3 legs. I can understand that. And therefore you are only standing on 1 leg, which is satyam, nivartayet. You are only standing on truthfulness, and that is also shaking. Okay, truth. Someone told me that, and this is supposedly a great devotee, or he goes around as a great devotee. He said that there are different versions of truth. So I said, no, Prabhu. There is only one version of truth. There may be many versions of lie. Truth is absolute. Truth is one. You can have different versions which are lie or incomplete truth. Okay. So here it is said that truth also is hobbling. You give a little push, that will also break. Truth is according to one's convenience. People speak truth according to one's convenience. That's not truth. Truth is truth. Rest everything is, something else. So one should stand up for what is truth. And he's saying that it is somehow hobbling the truth. But quarrel personified, flourishing by deceit, is also trying to destroy that life. So truth will also not stay for long in Kali Yuga. So just conscious of the time. So at that time, Parikshit Maharaj, he picks up his sword and he decides to kill Kali. So immediately, tam jigam sum abhipretya vihaya nripalanchanam tad padamulam shirasa samagad bhaya vivvala. So at that time, Kali immediately takes shelter of Parikshit Maharaj. And he says, please protect me. So now the king cannot kill him. So this is the reason why Parikshit Maharaj did not kill him. First, the bull did not identify Kali as the culprit, and then Kali took shelter of Parikshit Maharaj. So if you take shelter of someone, you have to forgive that person. Okay. That is a great offense if someone is asking forgiveness and yet you do not forgive. Okay. That is not proper etiquette. So here, Kali takes shelter of Parikshit Maharaj, and he says that please protect me. So the king says that, okay, because you have surrendered, I will not kill you, but you cannot stay in my kingdom. You have to get lost from my kingdom. So Kali says, where will I go? The whole earth is under your rule. And please remember that according to the laws of nature, my time is about to come. So you have to give me some place, somewhere. So the king, King Parikshit, this is text 38, Suta Vach, Abhyarthitas tada tasmai sthanani kalaye dadau dyutam panam striya suna yatra dharmas chaturvida. So he said you can live in 4 places. Dyutam means gambling. Panam means drinking what?
Alcohol.
Intoxicants. Striya, illicit relations with women. And Suna means animal killing. So wherever there is meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex and gambling, you can go and live there. Okay. So this is why when Prabhupada was giving initiations, he said you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 rounds every day, and you have to take a vow that you will follow the 4 principles. No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. What is the scriptural basis of taking that vow? This particular verse, Shrimad Bhagavatam, first canto, text, chapter 17, text 38. Okay, you can quote 117:38. That on this basis we are not doing these activities, so that the influence of Kali will stay away. If you analyze, all the problems in your life come because of these 4 things, because they all destroy the 4 principles of religion. Intoxication destroys austerity, gambling destroys truth, relations with women destroy cleanliness, and animal killing destroys mercy. So therefore, these qualities are diminishing from the planet. When Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he sent one Maharaj and others to preach, they told one English lord, he said, this English rich person, he said, I want to take initiation. So they said, you have to chant the names of Krishna and follow no intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling. He said, then what remains? So he did not take initiation. So modern cultural, civilization, it is based on these principles. If you go for tourism, this is what they promote. Okay. This is considered, if celebration. In my hospital, if they want to throw a party, then they do all of these. So that is Kali, who has perfectly infiltrated. So devotees, they stay away, and therefore we avoid so many problems in our lives. Okay. So Kali said that in your kingdom none of these exist. 5,000 years ago he's saying, in your kingdom none of these exist. So you have to give me one more place. So the king said, Raja Vairam Chapam Chamam. He said that, okay, you can live where there is gold. Okay, because with gold comes falsity, intoxication, lust, envy, and enmity. So envy and enmity. So if there is lot of wealth, then we will read this. In later chapters, we will read about 16 bad qualities that come from wealth. Okay. So Parikshit Maharaj said, okay, you can stay where there is gold also, or accumulation of wealth. So these are the 5 places where Kali resides. So then Kali left, and then Parikshit Maharaj, he took great care of Mother Earth. He repaired Mother Earth, and he took great care to establish religious principles. So I will stop here, but from these 2 chapters, we have a lot of practical things to implement in our lives. Okay. Never take shelter of a leader who is influenced by the qualities of Kali. And never be a leader yourself if you are influenced by the qualities of Kali. Both ways it should go. One should work upon oneself to become free from the qualities of Kali. What are the qualities of Kali? Kali destroys austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. So by staying away from meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex, gambling, and excessive wealth, we can also stay quiet. A lot of time we have enough savings, but we think, oh, I need more, I need more, I need more. So we keep on slogging, and then our spiritual life goes down. So we can learn a lot from these two chapters. We can also observe how Kali has taken hold of current times. Everywhere you see, they are all influenced by Kali. I saw one movie called The Matrix many years ago. So in Matrix, this hero, he is the only one who knows, who is sort of liberated from that matrix. The rest, everyone is influenced by it. So I also thought, a devotee is like that. He is unplugged from the system, rest everyone is plugged in. So don't trust any of them. Okay? So we have to be very careful. We have been blessed with spiritual knowledge. We have been blessed with devotion to the Lord. So we have a small, sapling. So we have to take great care of it. We have to water by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and we have to protect it from all these bad qualities. And actually speaking, these qualities are not difficult to implement. No meat eating, like we'll be serving prasadam. Very nice, we can eat as much as we want. And then no relationships with women here and there, saves a lot of botheration. No gambling, saves your money, time. It's the worst addiction. Of all addictions, gambling is the worst. And then no meat eating, you're not killing animals. So what you don't have to do saves time and effort. Okay, if I tell you, Mataji, don't go to first floor, it is saving you time and effort, isn't it? If I say go to first floor, then you have to put in time and effort. So to kill animals, to go for gambling, to have illicit relations with other people, and for intoxication, you have to put in effort, you have to put in time, you have to put your resources, and you have to destroy your life that way. So it's easy not to do that. Saves a lot of time, effort, resources. That time, effort, resources you put to serving the Supreme Lord by chanting His names. Then so much time you have saved. Once I went for a Janmashtami program, and I came home late at night. So my parents said, "Where were you this late at night?" So I said, previously when I used to go for movies, late night show, that time you never asked. No, so then they realized, no, it's proper. You are going for some good purpose. So same, 9 to 12, I was spending for movies, now 9 to 12 for Janmashtami. So which is more beneficial? So spiritual life is easy. Chant the names of Radha Krishna, and take prasadam, stay away from nonsense, and then the effect of Kali will stay away from you. Then we'll be happy. Then dharma and cow, Mother Earth, they both will be happy. Then you are a good son to Mother Earth, if we can do all of that. So that is where I'll stop. If you've got any questions or anything to say. So what have we learned today? Kali? Yes, Prabhu? Four principles. Practically, what will you do after hearing this chapter? These chapters. Follow the 4 regulative principles. What else? Chant. Yes. Leaders. You be a good leader, and don't take shelter of bad leaders. In Kali Yuga, don't go by the dress or external appearance. By default, everyone is a bad leader. Okay. So you have to be really careful. And you yourself are also leaders in your own circles. So you have to be a good leader yourself. Okay. Be peaceful, don't get angry, be honest, be merciful, listen to what your dependents are saying. Then it will be nice. श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय।
परीक्षित महाराज की
जय।
गौ माता की जय। गौर प्रेमानंद।
हरि हरि बोल।
हरे कृष्ण।
पूरे दिन प्रभु की
प्रभुपाद की जय।